Welcome, everyone. This is Kelly Covert, and I'm with Symphoria, and you are here with Symphoria at Home. And today I have cellist Greg Wood with us, coming from his home studio. Hi, Greg. How are you?
Hi, Kelly. I'm just fine. Thanks.
Excellent. Thanks so much for joining us here today. I always like doing these interviews because I get to see, parts of like people's houses and stuff. If I've never been over, I'm like, oh, that must be where Greg practices. So I always like that.
Yes, and I like to surround myself with, you can see somewhat, the paintings behind me are by my dad,
Oh,
who's an
nice.
artist. So I always find inspiration from his artwork.
Oh, what a lovely thing. I love that so much. Well, I think everyone can see my inspiration behind me. I have pictures of my kids and things that make me happy, like signs about, let's see, signs about coffee.
Yes,
But yeah.
my kids here,
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
there, and my wife, and my
Mm-hmm.
son.
Lovely. The things that keep you going while you're practicing, right?
Right, absolutely.
So speaking of practicing, what have you been practicing lately?
Well, I'm actually working on two cello solos that I'm going to be performing for WCNY Live on May 9th.
Wonderful. That's exciting.
So I'm really enjoying working on those. They're both well. The first one is by John Williams, who's one of my favorite composers, and I'm really looking forward to the John Williams Pops concert in October. And so it's Sayuri's theme from Memoirs of a Geisha.
Oh, nice.
And then I'm going to do a solo by Mark Summer called Julie O. And it's a real fun, jazzy, mostly pizzicato piece.
Wonderful. So if you, those of you who are watching with us today, if you're wondering what concert Greg is talking about, if you haven't heard yet, we're doing a collaboration with WCNY on TV on Saturday, May 9th from 8 to 10 p.m. And you can watch online, you can watch on your local PBS station, you can listen on the radio. It's going to be really exciting. And Greg's going to be performing, and we're going to have a lot of other wonderful performances as well. And our musicians are actually going into the studio to perform this music live for you, which is an experience that we don't have very often as musicians. Are you nervous?
No, I'm more excited than nervous.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe a little apprehensive about the social distancing thing, but no, I think it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. And WCNY has assured us that they're like taking care of all the social distancing piece and wiping everything down so all of our musicians can be really safe. Well, I'm glad that you are going to be doing that. I can't wait to watch you.
All right. I can't wait to play.
So if you weren't a professional cellist and you've been doing this for some years, what would you be?
Well, I would be an architect.
Oh, interesting.
Because that's actually what I wanted to do when I was in high school. And I was actually an apprentice to my uncle, who was an architect. And this was before computers. So I think if it had been after computers were invented, it would probably have been a little different. I may not even be sitting here talking to you right now.
That's so fascinating. Well, do you still enjoy architecture or read books or magazines about it?
I enjoy architecture, and basically not just magazines, but in-person architecture. Like when I've been to New York City, fairly often I go, and but I love the architecture in Syracuse too.
It's lovely, right? I always
Yeah.
think that when I'm downtown, and especially when we're playing at St. Paul's. It reminds me just of like the amazing work and craft that goes into building a beautiful building like that.
Right. And I also, I currently, one of my hobbies is making stained glass windows. And,
Oh,
and I've been working a little bit on a project with Bob Oddie, who
mm-hmm.
is wonderful local stained glass artist and singer in the Oratorio Society. And he is raffling off one of his wonderful windows for our raffle.
Yes, he is.
16th, May 16th.
Yes, and you, if you don't have your tickets yet, they are still for sale. You can call Emily at the box office and get your ticket today, because you could win Bob Audie's beautiful stained glass window. It's gorgeous. Or, $10,000. Chump change, right?
That's good to be.
That would come in handy right now.
Yeah, right.
So since you've been at home, I know you're a marathon runner, Greg, but I'm wondering if you've been indulging in anything that feels like a guilty pleasure.
Well, first you mentioned the running. So I've been running up a storm because there's really not much else to do. And I've run about 75 miles since this started.
Wow.
And so my guilty pleasure is, after a run, Trader Joe's coffee ice cream.
Yum. That sounds lovely. I could go for some Trader Joe's coffee ice cream right now. But I haven't done the run. So then it would really be a guilty pleasure.
Right.
What are you listening to right now?
Well, right now, when I work out at home too, I do some free weight training, and so when I do that, I prefer 94 Y94.
Okay.
Rock music. Because I need that beat, and so it's fun to listen to. But other listening, I've been doing like Beethoven's Missa Solemnis, which I'm really looking forward to in the fall for our masterful series. And it's a really special piece for me because when I was 16 years old, I heard the Boston Symphony Orchestra performing, actually rehearsing the Missa Solemnis with Leonard Bernstein.
Oh, wow.
So that was really inspiring. And so I'm so excited about doing it again.
So you've played it before?
Yes.
Wonderful. It will be my first time, and I'm excited too.
Yeah.
So speaking of being together again, when we're back all on stage together, what are you looking forward to? What are the feelings that you've been really missing?
Wow. What I've been missing, just the camaraderie and my wonderful colleagues at Symphoria. Really miss being on stage and playing for our wonderful audience too. So those two things.
And for all of you who are joining us or watching on the replay, I'm sure if you have ever been to a Symphoria concert and you watch Greg play, he shows every piece of the music in his face. I enjoy watching you play. When I have a rest or something, I'll just peek over to the cello section and enjoy watching you move and just be inside of the music. And I think that we're all really missing that right now. All of us, our audience members and our orchestra members, everyone, we're excited to get back and kind of do a concert on May 9th. Not our normal kind of concert, but it's just nice to be thinking and planning music right now.
It is.
So we have now our lightning round questions, which are provided today by Sonia Williams, who did her at home with Symphoria interview last Thursday. You can get that on YouTube or go back into Facebook and watch that if you missed it. But she sent some great questions. And the first one is, what is the meaning of life? No, just kidding. That was her joke, not mine. Actually, French press or drip coffee?
Oh, drip coffee.
Drip. I'm a French press girl. I don't even have a drip coffee maker in my house.
Oh.
But wow. I'm also the only coffee drinker, so there's not really a need for it. Okay. Trill or mordant?
Trill.
Okay, you like more is better, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock or Stanley Kubrick?
Oh, that's a tough one because I love both of them. Uh, I'd say Hitchcock.
Yeah, I like Hitchcock too.
Yeah.
Sharp or flat?
Flat.
Flat. I think, is there a string player alive that would not say flat?
I don't know. It's just we always stray away from sharp.
Why is that? See, whenever we have, every now and then we have a piece that has many, many sharps, and I always hear all of the string players muttering about that. Why is that?
I think partly it's because of the pitch and the timbre. When you're playing a sharp key, the leading tones are usually a little bit on the sharp side to make sense of the leading tone. But on for string instruments, sharpness does something a little bit too bright to the tone.
Interesting. Interesting. See, you know, on flute, when we're just pressing down keys, it's not quite the same. Although we do have to think about pitch. So,
Right.
Breakfast. What?
Good question, Sonia.
Very good question. Yeah. Breakfast or dinner?
Dinner.
Dinner. See, I would be breakfast for dinner would be my answer. Okay. All right. This is a good one. Rock or a hard place?
Definitely rock.
Yeah. Well, and I know we can always count on Greg to bring out the rock costumes whenever we have a costume concert that we get to play. We get treated to Alice Cooper and what else have you dressed up like? All kinds of crazy rock guys.
Well, some people say that I look like some like comedians or something. Long hair. Or even Howard Stern.
Yes, Howard Stern with the long hair. Greg has a long hair, curly hair wig that he wears, and it is hysterical.
By the way, I have a 6-string electric cello.
How come we haven't seen a video of that yet?
Oh, it's coming.
Okay. I'm going to hold you to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to dig up a picture of the last time you dressed up like a rock star, and I'll post it in the comments so everyone can see, because I'm sure we do have a picture of that somewhere.
Yeah.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for joining us from home today. Stephanie Merton says hi. She's on with us, and I know that we've had a lot of people watching. And for those of you who are watching after, if you have any questions for Greg, pop them in the comments, and he'll come back around later this afternoon or tomorrow and check in and answer any questions you have. And then be sure to join us on Thursday because we're going to have Jessica King on At Home with Symphoria. And so Greg will kindly be providing very easy, I'm sure, lightning round questions for Jessica. Right, Greg?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
So thanks everyone so much for being here with us. We can't wait to be with you in person, but in the meantime, we're with you at home. Have a really great afternoon.
All right. Thank you, Kelly.